How to make a personality quiz in Python. Step 1. Think of a theme. In my case, I thought drinks, because crystal colors were already overused by BuzzFeed. Step 2. Think of the questions and answers. This could be as in-depth as a situation or as simple as an opinion. Like, what's your favorite color? Step 3. Import the necessary modules. You know, like time, random, and win sound. If you're using Windows, then you're fine. If you're using Linux or Mac, I'm sorry, you terminally cannot make sound. Step 4. Make 2 functions. These 2 functions are one at a time and question based. To go over these briefly, the one at a time takes the text parameter and using a for loop prints it out at a certain rate of speed based on the tim parameter. Short for time, I didn't want to reuse it too much, I'm sorry. All you grammar Nazis can come at me. The question base is a bit more complex. This is mostly because it involves more text. You have 4 parameters. The first one is the prompt, which is the question. Then you have the 3 answer parameters, called ans1, ans2, and ans3, respectively. There are some globals in this, but for future use, you may not want to use globals in your code, if you want to reuse it. But in this case, we're using globals for counter and phrases. This bit of code controls how responding to questions works. The main way it checks is if an input or response is correct. It double checks the response inside the question you chose. A good example, if you said potato and the choices were tomato, grape, or broccoli, it would tell you to try again, or it might just pass through your question.
Twist.
Step 5. Making the variables. This is probably one of the easier parts of the project. You have to make 2 global variables, we mentioned earlier. The counter is just going to equal 0, but the phrases are a bit more, let's say, creative. Let's make it an empty list and move on to the next step. Step 6. Thinking of phrases or responses. So, just think of what a computer might respond to some of these questions. My personal favorites are burgers and
dude, that's hella big.
Once you've written down a bunch of these, put those in the empty list. Step 7. Making the ranges. Now you're going to want to make 4 lists and name them based on what drink or topic you're making. Fill them with numbers. This is due to the counter needing more information. The way the computer says is it matches the counter to a number inside one of the lists, and if it does, it carries out the loop that it's attached to. A great example would be with water, the most basic drink. You would make a list and fill it with the numbers 1 to 15. The counter has the value of 7, so in that situation the computer would come to the conclusion that your drink would be water. Step 8. Adding music. You can enter winsound.playsound, parentheses, insert your favorite thing here. It's got to be a WAV file. winsound.snd_async, parentheses. Right under the ranges you made for the drinks or topics. The main idea here is we want it to start playing right when, the text starts going. Because, you don't want it to just cut in randomly or just, start before anything else. Step 9, enjoy. If you made it this far, thanks for checking it out. This code is in the description. I hope you make some cool quizzes that make BuzzFeed look like garbage. Just straight up garbage. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Bye!